Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
2 people shot at an overnight house party, leaving both in the hospital this morning. What San Antonio police are saying about that party.
And taking a live look out of the Alamo City. It's less than 80 degrees now. How hot is it going to get? Could we see rain in the next week? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. For now, good morning. It's 8 o'clock. It is Sunday, August 20th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Okay, so yesterday we talked about out and about during the peak heating hours of the day. What is that, like till 5 o'clock? So you did exactly.
More like 6:30.
Oh, geez. You did exactly what not to do.
I did, but I wasn't like out and about. I was crossing a parking lot.
That's fair. But you still felt the heat.
It was still too much. I mean, Sarah, we got it to 103 yesterday?
Yeah, 103 was the high yesterday. We're going to do it again today. I just got to remind everybody that fire danger remains high today. We had a grass fire in Medina County. It's 50% contained, 325 acres. So you may smell a little smoke in the air. That grass fire, though, is contained, which is good news. As far as air quality goes, it's fine right now. Just a little bit of smoke in the air for some folks. As you take a look out across fire danger for areas in the hill country, you can see that it will be very high fire danger out in the hill country, very high fire danger out west toward Del Rio. And looking at today's forecast, by 10 we're going to be at 86 degrees. By noon, 94, 103 for the high temperature today. East winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Coming up in the forecast, we are going to be talking about this tropical wave. It has about a 50% chance of developing into a more organized system throughout the next couple of days. But this is going to be bringing parts of Texas some rainfall. How will San Antonio fare as far as the rainfall chances go? I'll have those details coming up in just a bit. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. 2 victims in the hospital this morning after a West Side house party ended up a target of a drive-by shooting. Take a look. This was a scene around 11:30 last night. The home located near North General McMullen Drive. Now, police on the scene telling us there was a house party going on when 2 men, a 17-year-old and 18-year-old, were shot inside the home from a drive-by shooting. One shot in the leg, the other shot in the head and the arm. Investigators tell us they have very little information on the suspects at this time, but police still working, trying to figure out what exactly happened, who pulled the trigger, and why.
A street fight ended with 1 man being cut in the ear. San Antonio police say this happened around 2 this morning south of downtown. 2 men got into a fight that led to a knife being pulled out. The victim was treated on the scene and is expected to be okay. Police were able to take that suspect into custody. And a 16-year-old boy is dead after he drowned in the Comal River in New Braunfels. Police were called to the tube chute around 3 p.m. after the teen disappeared while swimming with his family above the chute dam. The boy's body was found near the dam just before 5:30 and was pulled from the water. He was given CPR until EMS got there to take him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The boy's name has not been released out of respect to his family. Police don't believe foul play was involved and are investigating what led up to this drowning.
Well, the San Antonio Zoo has big plans for expansion and big plans for upgrades. It is a multi-year plan that's going to cost tens and tens of millions of dollars.
Joining us in today's Leading SA segment is Tim Morrow, President and CEO of San Antonio Zoo. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, Tim, the zoo expansion, it's extensive. So for the families watching, what can they expect and really what is your guys' goal?
Yeah, we have a lot of construction going right now, a lot of improvements happening. The main project we have is an all-new entrance that is going to greet guests here later this year at the end of November, beginning of December. And then throughout the zoo over the last few years, we've invested almost $80 million back into the zoo and really upgrading it and getting ready for these massive projects we have coming, like this front gate. And then early in 2025, we're going to bring back gorillas, which we haven't had since 1991. And a great, beautiful event center that'll really help the zoo and host a lot of events for the community.
Okay, Tim, I already told Kyle over at the zoo that I want to be the official gorilla correspondent when this all goes down. Okay, so you said 2025. Is that going to be the opening of that gorilla exhibit, or is that going to be breaking ground? And also, this is supposed to be the biggest gorilla exhibit in the country.
Yeah, this will break ground probably in December of this year or January of next year of 2024. Well, my years are blending these days. And then we're hopeful to open in the first half of 2025 with gorillas. So really excited, and people will start to see construction in that corner of the zoo in the next couple of months, and just really excited about bringing those gorillas back to San Antonio. The habitat is big, one of the biggest, if not biggest in the country, of 2 acres of gorilla space. And so really immersive exhibit for our visitors that will see that, and very enriching and welfare focused habitat for the gorillas that we'll bring in from other zoos.
Tim, for our viewers' sake, that gorilla habitat, you said 2 acres, the location for that? Max is laughing.
Sarah's been talking about the gorillas throughout the entire morning.
Excited. Okay, but the location of it, it's going to be the back of it. Will it back into the Hildebrand part of, I'm just thinking of like location. Is that where it will be?
Sure. Yeah, so it's near, if you're familiar with the zoo, it's almost between rhinos and lions, that kind of upper corner area of the zoo at Hildebrand and 281. And so it's an area of the zoo that had been kind of empty for the last few years. It was called the Treetop before. And so we renovated rhino recently. We renovated lion, and it's kind of that big space in between. And if people remember coming to the zoo when we had cheetahs, that the cheetah habitat will become part of gorillas, and a few other habitats will be turned into this amazing gorilla space.
Awesome.
Now, Tim, I know a lot of families watching. They're super intrigued with the zoo school. Will there also be an expansion of the school? More kids can attend?
Yeah, we have a great problem and challenge at Will Smith Zoo School. We have around 240 children that go to that nature-based preschool, and the waiting list is now over 8,000. And so the zoo is actively working with a committee of philanthropists and business leaders and other people to kind of just think through how we can scale that school. We know there's a big demand for parents want their children in nature-based preschools and nature schools like this. And so we're working on how we can expand the reach of that Will Smith nature-based preschool.
And obviously, this is a multi-year plan. We talked about it costing tens and tens of millions of dollars. Have you guys put a final price on it? How much is it going to cost? And where are you getting the funds from?
Sure. The overall master plan is probably around $200 to $250 million, and that's going to be over the next 10 to 15 years. Gorillas is just the big start of what we're doing with this entrance and event center. And so really excited about the long-term plan of the zoo. And the sources we are utilizing to help us fund this are, one, philanthropy. So corporations, individuals, foundations contributing to the zoo. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so we need donations to build and to expand and get better. The city has been amazing with us, with assisting us with funding through the bond and other sources. And then things like new market tax credits, historic tax credits. We're hoping the county will want to participate at some level at some point. And so just really anybody that wants to help, we are accepting that and working really hard to raise those funds to make San Antonio Zoo the best zoo on the planet.
Okay, and we know the Spurs are making a play to attract more fans from Austin. So how is a zoo working to bring in visitors from the capital city and across the state?
Yeah, well, we're really excited about the growth in Austin. And as everyone that lives in either one of those cities knows, they're really growing together. And so we are the major zoo of South Texas, from Del Rio to Corpus, over halfway to Houston and up past Austin. And so we do know people from Austin visit our zoo, and we do know people from Austin visit San Antonio. So just like the Spurs, we really want to tap into that audience and be welcoming to them and get them to San Antonio and hopefully stay a couple nights in hotels, eat at all the restaurants, and enjoy all these amazing attractions that we have in San Antonio.
All right, Tim Morrow, President and CEO of the San Antonio Zoo. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Try to stay cool out there, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully that 100-degree will break one of these days and we'll be a little bit cooler also.
Thank you, Tim. Perfect tease, because we're going to be hearing from Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. Time now, just about 8:09, 78 degrees.
Still ahead, a look at things to do in the San Antonio area, some events coming up and some already happening now. Okay, a look after the break. We're going to introduce you to a National Scrabble Championship winner. I actually got to meet up with this winner, and she says what it takes to be a Scrabble champ. Also, what was her winning word that helped her win that?
Did you play her?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, no. The people that meet and play with these Scrabble champs, they're good, real good.
You know who's also real good at Scrabble? Sarah Spivey. We're going to check in with her in just a few moments. Good morning and welcome back. You know what? I'm just going to keep the water bottle on the desk. We're hydrating here. It's hot outside. All right. Good news. After a Burbank High School librarian recently won her division at the National Scrabble Championship in Vegas. Look at that.
It was very cool. So I spoke with that Scrabble champ about her love for textiles and what it takes to never be at a loss for words.
My mom liked Scrabble and my aunt. They were both, wordsmiths. They loved it, and that kind of just got me interested.
From just interested to a Scrabble champ, Jennifer D. Walshy, the librarian at Burbank High School, won first place in Division IV at the Scrabble Players Championship in Las Vegas this summer. It was her husband that got her into playing competitively. It's actually how they met.
We played our first game on our second date, and I beat him.
It was words at first sight.
But he knew that I was a player, so I got his attention.
Jennifer says her competitive career started out like a bag of jumbled letters. Her first tournament in 2012 was a HOT mess.
I lost every game, and I wasn't sure if I was cut out for that because I was pretty competitive and I didn't like losing that much. But by my third tournament, I actually came in second and won like $25 at that tournament.
She says she began teaching Scrabble at her then middle school as an after-school club.
29.
That helped her become the queen of the Scrabble dictionary. And the highest scoring word that Jennifer's ever played? Inquired for 203 points, played as a triple-triple. But what about the word that helped her win at nationals?
Stalker, S-T-O-C-K-E-R.
At the championship, Jennifer went on a winning streak, winning 14 games in a row, and says that word helped her come back in a match that she thought she would for sure lose.
And I was losing by over 100 points in the middle of the game, and I was almost giving up. But I drew the blank, which was very helpful. I got a bingo down, and then had the blank, drew the E that I needed, and I was able to put the word stalker down,
which helped her stock up on the points and win her division. Her advice to those who want to play like her: read a lot, study your Scrabble cheat sheet and player's dictionary, and have board vision.
And knowing, when to open up the board or shut it down, or finding those great plays. It's strategy, it's the art of competition and learning how to be a gracious winner and a gracious loser, So there's just so many things that you get out of Scrabble.
What's really cool about this is that a competitive Scrabble club, they meet every Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Lions Field Adult Center right off Broadway. Mm-hmm. And they actually said anyone can come. Nice. Anyone can come if you're interested in learning. Sarah Spivey was asking me, they have timers. Yeah, because it's competitive Scrabble. They have 25 minutes, like for the
total.
Yeah, so it's like, how chess times, and you I'm going to take extra time on this word, or I'm going to make this real quick. I mean, they play by the rules that they do at the national level. So I learned a lot. I am not a game board girl.
Did you play at all?
No, I'm not a game board girl. I don't have board vision, as she called it. Sarah Spivey, you're a game board girl.
I love Scrabble. I love playing Scrabble. I beat my husband finally for the first time, so got to throw that in there. All right, hey.
Sorry, Michael.
Sorry, Michael, about that. So it is hot. I can only say it's hot so many times. So this weekend we have been highlighting some of the students at Sunshine Cottage School for Deaf Children. Oh. And today we've got a look. Here you go.
It's so hot outside. Basically drink some water and be in the shade.
That is great advice, Joseph. Thank you so much. Make sure to drink some water and stay in the shade. Today will make 22 consecutive 100-degree days since July 30th. This will be our longest streak on record. Records date back to the 1880s. But just earlier, July 8th through 22nd, we had 15 100-degree days. It's going to be 103 in San Antonio today, 105 in Del Rio, 100 in Rock Springs, 108 in Cotulla, 104 in Canyon Lake, and 102 in Kerrville, 101 Helotes, Bernie, and Bulverde, 103 Poteet, 105 in Floresville and Nixon Smiley, 104 in Seguin, and 105 in New Braunfels. So enjoy temperatures while they're temporarily in the 70s. 79 in San Antonio, 74 in Helotes, 79 in Hondo, 70 in Comfort, and 72 in Kerrville. Looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, quickly warming up from the 70s to 90 degrees by 11, 94 at noon, 100 at 2 p.m., and 103 for the high temperature today. Again, our 22nd 100-degree day in a row, our 55th 100-degree day for the year so far. But it's not all bad news in the forecast. There is a chance for some rain on Tuesday here in San Antonio, although I do have to make sure to manage our expectations. The heaviest, most beneficial part of the rainfall will be well south of San Antonio. Some folks will miss out on rain entirely on Tuesday. But the source of the rain is this tropical wave over Cuba, which has about a 50% chance of developing into a more organized tropical depression or tropical storm. But regardless of development, it is going to be bringing us moisture. So let me take you through the futurecast. This is a look at early tomorrow morning. By that point, the tropical wave will be in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. It'll be moving onshore with its moisture between Corpus Christi and Brownsville early Tuesday morning. We're talking about the pre-dawn hours of Tuesday morning. Then some decent rainfall will fall from areas in Laredo out toward Corpus Christi. Notice that in San Antonio, again, we're well north of this system. So all we can expect to get is perhaps a few passing downpours here and there starting mid-morning on Tuesday, with heavier rain again falling well south, perhaps in southern Atascosa County, Frio County, out toward Cotulla and Eagle Pass. But again, in San Antonio, it'll be few and far between, passing showers and storms into the afternoon, as well as that low moves off to the west. So areas like Eagle Pass, again, could see some decent rain from that. But here in San Antonio, this is pretty much all we'll get, a few passing downpours here and there. And again, because of the nature of this, there will be those that miss out on the rainfall completely, and there will be those that see a passing downpour. So when we look at rainfall, unfortunately, San Antonio, one of the areas that will see the least amount of rain. Same story with the Hill Country, where we desperately need rainfall, but the least amount of rain is possible from this system. More as you go south toward Pearsall, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, and Eagle Pass, with the most rain falling between Laredo and Corpus Christi, 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. That's not the only tropical thing that's going on. Coming up, we are going to talk about Hurricane Hillary, which will be bringing a lot of rainfall, flooding rains to parts of California. As for our weather, we will have the potential to drop below 100 on Tuesday because of the extra cloud cover and the passing rain. Well, we may stay below 100 on Wednesday as well, but we'll be back to the triple digits by the weekend. I know.
It's sad that we're excited about like 97.
I know. That just shows you how hot it's been, you know. And 97 is about 10 degrees cooler than the weather we've been dealing with.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
A great way to beat the triple digit heat this next coming weekend. KSAT Pigskin Classic.
Oh, look at that.
Absolutely.
Inside the Alamo Dome, which is actually pretty cold. I might actually have to bring a sweater. So
Friday and Saturday.
Right?
No comments. All right, 821, 80 degrees.
Take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 5, 8, 6, Fireball 2, Daily 4, 3, 1, 4, 0, Fireball 9.
So History Texas just tweeted out Elvis at the Alamo Dome from like several years ago. Obviously, I retweeted it, so check it out.
Wait, what?
Or X, whatever we're calling Twitter now.
X?
Yeah.
Was X'd out?
Okay.
Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. Let's take a look at these numbers. You still play Cash 5?
I haven't recently. I played Powerball. I didn't win.
Okay, here are your Cash 5 numbers. 13, 18, 28, 29, 30. You know how I know you didn't win?
Because I'm here.
Because you're here. Lotto Texas 8, 16, 26, 27, 41, 43. Here you go. If you did play the Powerball, 1, 25, 27, 38, 62. Powerball 13, Power Play 2. Good luck. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. So there's so much to do in and around San Antonio. A new Tim Burton exhibition called Dreamland opening up at the McNay, celebrating the 30th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, Nightmare Before Christmas. Halloween movie, Christmas movie?
Halloween movie.
Okay.
1000%.
Solid answer. All right, it gives visitors a glimpse into the world of Burton now until January 14th. Original models of the beloved Burton characters like Oogie Boogie, exposed.
Oogie Boogie Man. Whoa.
Beautiful.
No? You know?
Great rendition. Bone Crusher and Jack Skellington. They're going to be spotlight at this exhibition.
Okay, Chick-fil-A adding a new sandwich
Ooh,
to
like
its
Chick-fil-A.
menu options. Max introducing the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. Cannot be bad.
I love pimento cheese.
Me too.
Good. All right, so the popular fast food chain says the new sandwich features an original Chick-fil-A topped with creamy pimento cheese. And, oh, this is where it gets me, the pickled jalapenos.
You are such...
I don't know, how are you even going to describe that? Let's go.
All
Where
right.
are you going to go?
Well, let's go. Let's skip that. Served on a warm, toasted bun drizzled with sweet honey.
Okay.
They said during testing, customers rated it so high on taste and value, putting it on par with the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Wow.
The honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich rolls out at Chick-fil-A's nationwide beginning Monday, August 28th. My stomach is growling. You loved anything pickled.
Anything pickled. So if you ever want to be like the star of like a party, bring in food and whatnot.
Bring in pickled onions.
No, I was going to say the Chick-fil-A really went the other way with that one. The Chick-fil-A like chicken nuggets, everyone loves them. They're always the first thing gone.
Yeah. With all what's
all
your what's your go-to
honey
dip?
Mustard. Yeah.
I knew we were friends.
Yeah, look at
well,
that.
I do honey mustard for the nuggets.
Okay.
But for the fries, what do you do? See, it's different.
I do love the waffle fries.
Waffle fries with what dip?
I use all the dips. 'Cause you
Okay.
have more than one fry. You get to diversify.
Chick-fil-A. Sarah
solid.
likes Chick-fil-A. I'm
Our
a ranch
producer's
girl.
like, this is not
ranch
chopped.
for the chicken waffle, or for the
Okay.
chicken waffle, for the waffle fries.
Okay.
Honey mustard for the nuggets.
Got to put this algorithm on Twitter or X. All right, time now, 8:27, 80 degrees.
Okay. A state of emergency in Washington state as 3 wildfires are burning. Still ahead, what officials and firefighters are doing to get them under control.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Costa. It is Sunday, August 20th.
Got it.
Got it. Nailed it. Oh my gosh. I just feel like August is on repeat.
Every day has
Sarah,
seemingly felt.
the last 22 days on repeat. Did I get that number right?
The last 22 days, including today. So today makes 22 days where we have seen a high temperature of 100 or greater. So yeah, it makes sense that, every day kind of seems the same. And today, weather-wise, is going to be very similar to yesterday. We're starting off with sunshine, 79 degrees. Take a look at the forecast for the day today, 86 at 10. Noon will be 94, 103, and then once again today, there is high fire danger. So keep that in mind. Yesterday, the fire started out in rural Medina County. At the latest, it's 50% contained. So just be very careful today. Do not park your car on grass. Do not, make sure to fully extinguish and expose of cigarettes properly. Fire danger continues to be high today. Here's a look at some weather headlines we're going to talk about in the forecast. There will be a weather pattern shift. We'll be done with the weather deja vu for a day. Tuesday, we will have a chance for at least some rain in San Antonio. But before you get too excited, any of the heavy beneficial rain will be well south of San Antonio. But there's still a lot to talk about. I'll show you the details. Take a look at the Gulf, and we'll check in with Hurricane Hillary, which is going to be bringing a lot of rain to Southern California. Details ahead. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. Police are searching for a man with a machete who hit a stranger at a 7-Eleven. So this happened about 2 this morning. SAPD says a man with the machete walked up to another man that he didn't know at the 7-Eleven. This happening near I-37 and Fair Avenue. The man demanded his possessions. When he didn't give him anything, police say the suspect started swinging with that machete, striking the victim in the head. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Police searched the area and were unable to locate that suspect.
One 18-year-old accused of sexually assaulting and killing an 11-year-old girl in Pasadena. The suspect now in custody. According to Pasadena police, 11-year-old Maria Gonzalez was home alone. That's when she heard a knock at the door. She texted her dad, letting him know. He responded not to open it. After she didn't answer his calls, he asked family to check on her. They found the door unlocked, items displaced around the apartment. Her father returned home to find her underneath the bed, wrapped in a trash bag. Police say the suspect is going to be charged with capital murder.
Well, here in San Antonio, a chef tells us his family lost everything in those devastating wildfires in Maui, and now he's leaning on his community for help.
So the restaurant, Best Quality Daughter, now serving up 2 specials to help support the family who is seemingly homeless. Avery Everett sitting down with the chef, who said San Antonio is already stepping up.
Some fried spam.
Handmade.
And then from there we just roll.
With Hawaii in mind.
I just kept getting my call dropped every time I called them, so panic mode set in. I didn't know what to do.
Chef Christopher Buza at Best Quality Daughter was born and raised on the Hawaiian Islands. As the recent wildfires swept across Maui, communication was lost with his family.
They couldn't call in or out of Maui.
Relief that they were okay.
It's Brittany them house.
And then heartbreak to hear their home was lost.
And that's our cottage.
The Buza family took this video earlier today, showing what's left of their home.
It hurts. It hurts deep, you know. There's no place like being home.
Best Quality Daughter is hoping a new fundraiser will help the Bouza family push forward.
Hopefully it can provide them even just a little tiny bit of relief.
Through the rest of August, all earnings from these 2 dinner specials will go directly to the Bouzas.
It's going to a family that we know and care for.
Sweet soy, we go over the top.
Spam musubi and a new My Guy cocktail. Dishes designed by the team to honor and help the Bouza family on Hawaii.
Everybody was just behind me 100%. We have our furikake.
Even an ocean away.
Oh man, it's everything to me.
Bouza says his San Antonio community is stepping up to help.
The moment we hit the ground running, San Antonio came in and just started pouring their love for us.
Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
So these specials will run now through the end of August. For other ways you can best support Best Quality Daughter and the Bouza family, head over to KSAT.com.
38 students from Prairie View A&M University were taken to the hospital after showing signs of heat-related illnesses. This happened after their Panther Week activities Friday night. Houston officials say the students didn't show any symptoms until the end of the day. In a statement released from the university, it says, in part, quote, several students reported symptoms of heat exhaustion. Emergency medical professionals were immediately dispatched to the scene to treat students for heat-related illnesses. As a precaution, students are encouraged to monitor themselves, end quote. It's unknown how many students are still in the hospital as of today.
Well, yesterday, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office held a career fair hoping to attract new recruits. Now, the fair comes the same month as that historic pay raise for the department and the same month as a new program. So BCSO hopefuls got a leg up on their new careers with written tests and physical exams. Sheriff Javier Salazar says there's a good turnout, but he's not surprised given the massive pay increase passed by commissioners back on August 1st. Incoming officers can now earn a starting salary $61,500, and if you start out in the jail, your starting salary will be $45,000. The change is needed given the roughly 250 opening spots.
Young people are just not flocking to law enforcement agencies' doors, knocking them down, trying to start their career. So we've got to be imaginative, but that's what we're doing here.
This was also the first career fair since the launching of that Straight to the Streets program that allows recruits who meet the age requirements to bypass time working in the county jail, and that way they can start working in patrol as long as they pass the tests.
The Russian Space Agency says its Luna 25 spacecraft has crash landed on the moon after spinning into an uncontrolled orbit. So the spacecraft was scheduled to land on the south pole of the moon on Monday in a race with India's spacecraft expected to land the same day. The launch earlier this month was Russia's first since 1976 when it was part of the Soviet Union. And a state of emergency in Washington state where 3 major wildfires are burning. 1 person confirmed dead, more than 200 structures damaged or destroyed.
Thousands of people had to be evacuated as well. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on the efforts to get these fires under control.
This morning, a trio of raging wildfires tearing through Washington state, killing at least 1 person and forcing thousands to evacuate. The Gray Fire burning west of Spokane, the most destructive, close to 200 structures destroyed. Flames swallowing this home on Granite Lake. This is what it looked like before. Now only the frame remains. Firefighters from multiple agencies on the ground.
Let's go ahead and upgrade this to a second alarm.
A flock of choppers fighting the flames from above, while farmers desperately dig their own fire lines as the inferno closes in.
Oh my God.
This thick wall of smoke forcing I-90 to close for 20 miles. The Gray Fire scorching more than 9,500 acres, the Oregon Road Fire burning 3,000, and the Winona Fire ripping across 5,000 acres, all 3 0% contained.
The devastation that happened inside some of those areas, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life.
Fire season in full swing out west. Overnight in California, a rapid inferno igniting, burning through more than 5,000 acres in Santa Barbara County.
Feel the heat. Oh my God.
Meanwhile, up north across the border, Canada's still reeling from its worst ever wildfire season as the more than 1,000 out-of-control forest fires burn. Nearly 20,000 forced to evacuate Yellowknife Friday.
And that was Morgan Nord reporting. The film Virtuosity, a reflection of art, a series that highlights local filmmakers in San Antonio, happening next weekend, Saturday, August 26th at 2 p.m. Located at San Pedro Library, is free to the public. The Saturday event will feature 2 local filmmakers showcasing their work. Those in attendance will be able to ask questions about their films. To learn more about this event, just head to KSAT.com.
Time now, 8:40, 81 degrees.
Let's take a look outside with live cam. Already 81 by 8:40 on this Sunday morning. Hey, but Sarah Spivey says there's still hope for a small chance of rain in a couple of days. She'll explain when that's happening when we come back.
Their home and business sits on a tract of land approved by the city. Now, one letter is leading to numerous citations.
How did the city become aware of potential problems on a property with council-approved zoning? Turns out that is quite a tale.
KSAT investigates the criminal past of the disgraced former city official behind the letter and the developer who hired him.
It's apparent to all of us what's going on.
KSAT's investigation, including the developer's denial of involvement, is streaming now.
Okay, so our producer just brought us ice cream that we're going to sample, the Snoop Dogg. And today is a good ice cream day, Sarah.
Absolutely. It's been a good ice cream day for 22 days in a row because
every day's ice cream day.
Today we'll make 22 100-degree days in a row, which will take a record for the longest streak. So impressively hot. Take a look at the forecast for the day today. Temperatures starting off in the 70s right now, but as you look ahead, we're going to be at 86 at 10, 94 at noon, and we'll have sunny skies, 103 for the high temperature. Not a record, but definitely going to be hot. And then tonight, even after the sun sets, it's still going to be 96 degrees at 9 p.m. All right, here's a look at neighborhood highs. 105 in Del Rio, 105 in Creases Springs, 104 in Pleasanton, 104 in Canyon Lake, 102 in Kerrville, and 103 in Hondo. That heat high has nudged a little bit to the east, all because Hurricane Hilary is starting to move onshore here in Baja California, and it's bringing a lot of rain to California. Now, Hurricane Hilary is currently a Category 1 hurricane, but it is expected to weaken very quickly and impact Southern California as a tropical storm throughout the day today. Now, not really concerned about the winds from Hurricane Hilary, but the rain. Now, take a look at these rainfall totals. 3 to 6 inches of rain across the desert with localized 10 plus. That's more rain than they see in a year in a matter of hours. So there will be flash flooding all throughout Southern California into Nevada today. Now, as we look to the Gulf of Mexico and a tropical wave that will impact us. There's a tropical wave that is currently in Cuba, and it has about a 50% chance of developing in the Gulf of Mexico in the next couple of days into a tropical depression or tropical storm. But regardless of development, it is going to bring rain to deep South Texas. Now, before you get too excited, the heaviest of the rain is going to be well south of San Antonio, but we will have a shot at rain, especially on Tuesday. Let me take you through the futurecast. This is tomorrow morning. That wave will be in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, moving onshore sometime very early Tuesday in the pre-dawn hours between Corpus Christi and Brownsville. Again, the area of low pressure is going to be too far south to bring very heavy rains to San Antonio. The areas with the heaviest rains will be from Corpus Christi to Laredo, and the further south of San Antonio you are, the better chance of seeing rain you have. Okay, look at the futurecast at 10 o'clock in the morning. This to me is a good indication of the kind of rain we're going to see. Spotty showers and storms in San Antonio throughout the day Tuesday. We're talking about a few downpours in San Antonio throughout the day as that low moves off to the west in the afternoon. We might see 1 or 2 of those reach the hill country as well. The hill country, of course, the area where the drought is the worst. This is not going to be widespread rain for San Antonio or the hill country. However, from Eagle Pass to Cotulla, we could see some widespread rain. This is more along the lines of what we're going to get on Tuesday. Spotty showers, far between, but still a chance for rain, which, hey, I mean, that is a big change in the weather pattern. So when we look at rainfall, the least amount of rain is going to fall for San Antonio to Hondo to Bandera to Rock Springs to Kerrville and New Braunfels. There will be some more rain for areas from Eagle Pass to Pearsall to Cotulla to southern Atascosa County, with the most rain falling from Laredo to Corpus Christi, 1 to 3 inches of rain in that bullseye of an area in deep South Texas. About 40% coverage, 40% chance. There will be those of us that miss out on the rain completely on Tuesday. That's just the nature of this weather pattern. But as we take a look at the forecast through Tuesday, at least our highs drop to below 100 degrees. I forgot to do this before the forecast, but today we have from Sunshine Cottage School for Deaf Children, Vanellope, giving us some tips on how to stay cool. Take it away, Vanellope.
Hi guys, well today is very hot outside. Well, today you're going to be wearing shorts and a shirt because it's very hot, and drink a lot of water because it's hot.
Way to go, Vanellope!
Vanellope is the cutest thing
So
ever.
cute.
Also, cutest name ever.
I love that name.
She's adorable.
Thank you so much to the kiddos at Sunshine Cottage for sending us videos
Keep them
the last
coming.
couple of days.
Those are adorable.
If you have a video of your kid you'd like to show doing the weather, go for it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sarah. 849, 81 degrees.
As we continue through these 100-degree temperatures this summer, tomorrow on GMSA, KSAT producer Haley Powers explains how the heat is actually impacting our power grid and what you can do to save money on your next bill.
Alrighty, we got the pollen count in. Molds are low. They're the only allergen present. They are 90. As you take a look outside right now, 82 degrees already in San Antonio. Calm wind conditions, and it feels like 88. Looking at the forecast, 86 at 10, 94 at noon, 103 for the high. High fire danger all day long, so please be careful today. As you look at your forecasts, hey, there's something fun to talk about. A chance for rain on Tuesday with a high temperature in the upper 90s. Now, it's important to note not everybody will see rain on Tuesday, but some folks will get some rain and temperatures will stay below 100 degrees for the first time this month. Guys, we have got something fun that we're talking about.
We were listening to your forecast
while eating ice cream. So tell me about these.
This is Snoop Dogg's
Dr. Bombay ice cream.
Dr. Bombay ice cream. We each got different flavors. Mine is iced out orange cream. It is so good. I did not think this was going to be this good.
Tropical sherbet swizzle.
You would get
Cheers.
sherbet.
Cheers. And then
Max, do you want to be included in this?
I do. Hi.
He ate half of it in like 30
This is
seconds.
actually delicious.
Cheers.
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 So I got the rolling in the dough. It's cookie dough. And the cool part is, it seems like half of it is basically just like lined with cookie dough. You see that?
Show.
Like the entire, like this quartile is just full of.
So it's almost like a crust.
It is, but then it also has chunks of cookie dough in here. I know. So I pulled up the website. It's fantastic. Free mind, find your flavor. And
Oh my gosh.
so there was actually a bit of contention on the group chat this morning of what flavors we were going to go with. I was hoping that someone could go with, because on top of the ones that we got, I wanted someone to get bonus track brownie, because that sounded delicious.
You know why I purposely didn't say brownie or cookie dough?
Because you didn't want to help me?
Well, because I knew that's what Matt's going to want. So
I'm a sherbet gal.
Little sister I never wanted. Yeah, we could tell.
What? How can you tell?
No, you just
What
tell.
does that
There's
mean?
just certain kinds of people who like sherbet. You're just one of those people.
I really wanted to go with brownie.
Okay.
I did.
I like the s'more
But for
ones.
dietary reasons, I went for orange cream.
There's s'more vibes, which I love the name because you get to have so many
Can I
different.
have some more vibes,
Yeah,
please?
s'more
I'm
vibes.
still confused. What's a sherbet gal?
You're just a sherbet gal. No, it's just
She's
sherbet.
gonna be asking.
But so here's the problem. We had done a story with Bluebell a few weeks ago when they released their new flavor. Now we got to bring Bluebell on here.
do.
And see what compares, because I'm pretty sure theirs is like a peanut butter
MJ
cookie
got
dough.
these at HEB, right?
Producer MJ, who's a hero. Thank you, MJ.
Thank you.
Hey, have a great day.
I recommend.
It's hot. Have some ice cream.